Guys, how are we doing? Very well. In today's video I'm going to react to a video that was posted into my Facebook group the other day. It is called "Are Tattoos Totally Acceptable Now?" and this is part of a discussional talk show thing that we have in the UK. I don't know if it's shown anymore. I actually have no idea what this TV show is, or you know, where it's come from, what channel it's shown on. I don't really watch TV that much, to be honest with you, and I gave it like a 2-second watch just to see who was in it or what have you, and see like what the vibe is with it. And as soon as I saw one of the people in it, ye old famous Katie Hopkins, like Britain's most hated woman. Well, for the most part. I mean, there's people that agree with her, and you'll be able to tell what type of person that is in a moment. It's our favourite type of people, judgmental people, people that hate tattooed people for absolutely no reason, absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. They are my kind of people. Not. She is not very well liked for the most part. She literally needs to run away with Piers Morgan and just fuck off to the moon or something, you know, far, far away from this planet, because they give British people such a bad name. Like, I promise, anyone that isn't British that's watching this, we're not all like this, okay? She is literally like the biggest hypocrite of all time. She condescends herself every waking moment that she ever writes something or is on a TV show. There's this one thing that makes me laugh every time. She started ranting on this TV show called This Morning, I think it was, about how parents name their kids stupid stuff, you know, after like fruit or vegetables or whatever. You know, sometimes people have, you know, quirky names or whatever. And then she said something along the lines of like people naming people after countries. She has a daughter called India, so she's that type of person. Like, she just, oh my god. Anyway, she'll do anything to be outspoken, to be different, and she's just a dick. Let me put my earphones in. Anyway, let's just get on and watch this discussion on whether tattoos are totally acceptable now.
Guess who's in the studio tonight? Katie Hopkins, no less, and the tattooist Baz Black. And of course, you don't like tattoos, do you?
No, wouldn't be into them at all.
The dad jokes are strong with this one, aren't they? You wouldn't happen to like tattoos at all, would you? Oh god, dad jokes need to stop. That's just not funny.
Tell us why, Baz.
I mean, there's loads of reasons, but mainly the cliche of self-expression, being able to express yourself through a timeline of ink on your body. Making your body unique is really important to me, and the body is the one thing that you own until the day you die, and if you want to express yourself and express the
What does this express? What does it say about you?
It says everything.
ink all over you.
It says everything.
Katie Hopkins' face, oh my god. She's like, it's just so judgmental. Like, her facial expressions are too much for me. She's just such a trollop. I can't deal with it. But yeah, reasons as to why Baz is tattooed sounds legit to me. That's pretty much the same reasons as to why I'm tattooed. I mean, I like the art, and I find tattoos a very creative outlet, and they're just wonderful. We all know how I feel about tattoos. Oh god.
By music, everything that's on me tells a story in its own.
Her face is just too much for me. Like, what the actual fuck is that demonicness? Bloody hell.
And you, of course, said that you would never employ someone with a tattoo.
No, and I certainly wouldn't employ somebody that looks like that. I don't understand what this is. This is just an entirely inked arm, isn't it? It's just a blue arm. You say it tells a story. I don't see what a blue arm says about you.
Okay, it's hard to explain to someone that doesn't actually understand the industry.
Her face, oh my god. That's just so judgmental. Like, she wouldn't hire someone that looked like that. Like, what? I bet you £1 million she could not give a good enough reason as to why she wouldn't. It's all about being shallow and judgmental. Like, there is no good reason why she wouldn't hire him. Like, what is her reasoning? Oh, you have tattoos. Okay, so what does that mean? What does having tattoos actually equal? It equals nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can't judge a book by its cover. This guy could be the hardest working person you ever come across. He could be the most unselfish person. He could be a person that would be willing to work all hours for you, but you will not hire him because of the way he looks. You'd rather hire someone that was tattoo free, that could maybe not do a good job. Like if she had a lineup of him and someone that wasn't tattooed, she would go for the person that wasn't tattooed, and that person probably wouldn't be able to do a good job like he could. Like, she's missed out on a hard worker. This is obviously case by scenario and whatever, but anyway.
Start of a geometric sleeve. So it's black ink that is the start of a white ink geometric sleeve over it that has a lot of meaning, but aesthetically...
I think it just looks ugly. Can you just show your arm to the audience? Right, hands up if you think that looks good.
Who's hosting this show?
No, but I just wonder, like...
Oh, okay. Are you just gonna call someone out like that? Like, how... The people in the audience were kind of just like, I kind of find it ugly. And then there's other people who are like, I actually just don't give a shit. Like, what are you trying to say here? So I'm glad there wasn't that many people that put their hand up. There was a few. From what I can see here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people with their hands up. I might have missed a few there. But there's quite a few people here that are just sitting there, especially these elderly ladies at the front. That's quite surprising. They, in my opinion, would be the first to put their hand up, so I'm glad they're just like, I don't actually give a shit, Katie, honestly, get off. There's a few young people that have their hands up. That is really surprising to me. There is more people who are younger that have their hands up than not. Sort it out, mate. We're meant to be a progressive generation here. You're holding us all back because you're against a bit of ink on someone's skin. I can't with people.
As an outsider, not many people think that looks good, and I would worry as an employer that people wouldn't want to employ you because of the way you've made your body
So all
look.
of a sudden you care about what people think of you or him. What,
I don't care what people think of me.
Well, why should he care about what people think
I think
of
it's
him?
quite
Because if I walked down the street and looked at him, I'd think that's not good.
Do you see what I mean here? Like, she literally makes no sense. So she's gone from, I don't care what people think of me, but I care about what other people look like. Like, you can't live like that. You cannot be that person. You either care about appearance or you do not. And the whole, oh, if I saw that walking down the street, it's not good. Like, I would much prefer to come across someone that was heavily tattooed than not. In all honesty, like, if I have to walk past people, if I have to have human interaction, I would much rather be with someone that has tattoos than not. Untattooed people really have a lot to say about tattooed people. They really love to have an opinion, don't they? Do we have an opinion on non-tattooed people? No, unless you open your mouth and spew out crap that she's spewing out, then I'm going to have an opinion on you.
But yeah, you're exactly the kind of person that will drag this industry and the views of tattooed people down. That's what we're trying to get away from.
Yes, Baz! Yes! 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 Oh my god, he is so correct.
Even in the recession, it was the one business that didn't only survive the recession, it thrived through the recession. There's 20 million people with tattoos in the UK alone.
And the other business that thrived in the recession was tattoo removal or laser removal. How on earth are you going to get yourself back to normal?
Back to normal. What is normal? Honestly, can someone define normal? Is everyone honestly normal? And people don't always get laser tattoo removal to completely remove a tattoo. What they do, but it's normally because it was like a not so well done tattoo, because they weren't educated in how good a tattoo could be, so they have a few sessions of laser and then they get another tattoo on top of it. It's not all about people going in there and getting mistakes erased from their skin. Like, there's people just going in there to have maybe a little bit of a tattoo removed or a whole tattoo slightly removed, just so an artist can go over that placement and do a new tattoo or a better tattoo, or make a tattoo rework just a little bit easier for them. She needs to educate herself before she starts spewing out this information. Like, anybody that likes tattoos just a little bit knows that tattoo laser removal isn't just for removing a tattoo to get rid of it forever and ever and ever, and they never want a tattoo again. Obviously there is those cases, but
Myself.
I can see the camera through your left ear. I can see it through your left ear.
Okay, I'll tell you what the problem is with you, okay? You have an opinion, but you have nothing to back up your opinion. You haven't done the research. A proper journalist will go from both sides, do all the research, and then make an educated
But I have
decision.
looked.
Yes.
I've looked at the industries that won't employ people with tattoos, and that ranges from the NHS through to the bastions of British industry like John Lewis, through to other stores and shops. And the only places that do seem to take them are kind of your mobile phone stores or, I guess, Apple, kind of tech-based firms.
okay, one, thank you, Baz, for just tearing her a new one a little bit there. He was polite about what he was saying, but he was, you know, very truthful. You have to research what you're talking about, because you are spreading misinformation and it's making tattooed people look bad when we're just going about our everyday life. Like, we're just getting tattoos and then we're living our normal lives, going to our normal jobs, seeing our families and friends, and we're living a normal life. Like, we are not harming anybody at all. We're in our own lane. We don't disturb you, so why are you out here discussing this when you have no knowledge about it at all? It just makes you look like a fucking idiot. And then the whole thing about, you know, not many places are hiring tattooed people, which, yes, there are still companies that are like this, absolutely, 100%. I discuss that all the time, and I'm always saying, you know, be careful where you get tattooed on your body, because you never know how it's going to affect you later in life. Yes, of course, be sensible about stuff. But I worked in Debenhams, which is quite a well-known retail store in England. They had absolutely zero problem with it at all, and it's a department store, just like John Lewis, like she's saying. I'm pretty sure I've seen tattooed people working for John Lewis. I don't know where she's getting her information from. And yeah, it's true, the more newer companies, like tech companies like Apple, yes, they're going to hire people with tattoos because they're progressive, unlike you, who is stuck in the 1920s. Like, come on, mate. And to say that the NHS doesn't hire visibly tattooed people is again wrong.
Well, have you got a girlfriend?
I have a fiance, actually, yeah, she's in the
Is
audience.
she inked? Oh, is she? Where is she?
She's sitting right there in the front.
So have you got a lot of tattoos? You're a tattoo artist as well, so you get to hang out together tattooing people.
Why is that anybody's business? Everyone goes for that. It's either you're gonna look ugly when you're older, or do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a husband? Do you have a wife? Does anybody love you looking like that? That's exactly what she's saying. Does anybody love you while you're looking like that? That's exactly, I'm sorry, I know it's wrong to assume what people are trying to say, but it's so fucking obvious. She is literally saying, does anybody love you while you're looking like that? Like, I don't understand why people think we're unlovable, unattractive, we're not worthy of having love and relationships and what have you. I get it, we're not attractive to everybody, that is fine. But that don't matter. I don't want to be with anybody or waste my time on anyone that cannot see past my tattoos or is judgmental like that. Like, absolutely not. Tattoos are a great repellent when it comes to judgmental people. It's just like, oh, you don't like my tattoos? Great, fine, get out of my life. I don't like you either. Us tattooed people do not go out of our way to judge people on what they look like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have an aversion to people that have, I don't know, red hair. I love red hair, by the way. But let's just say red hair wasn't my favourite thing. I would never ever not talk or give someone the time of day because they have red hair. I wouldn't be like, oh, you have red hair, you're part of the devil's work. You know, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, shun, get me the holy water. Like, it just, I don't understand why people do this. You know, we're not a rare breed, we're not from another planet.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Why do you have your ears pierced?
Because I thought it would be easier to put earrings in.
Okay, but it's...
I mean, she doesn't.
I'm a very successful business owner. I own 3 businesses. I'm very successful in my life. Now, I am the extreme side of tattoo and body modification because that's my passion and that's my life. But I fail to see why it's your concern whether a prejudiced view from an employer...
Do you know what my passion is? My passion is...
Eating.
This full-on fat-shamed him right there and then. Just like that. Like it's nothing. Alright, cool.
We're not here to talk about tattoos. You're not going to get stuck into me, are you?
Yes, Chubster, because last time you and I spoke, we had a deal. I was losing my 3 stone that I put on to prove fat people are lazy.
So not only does she attack tattooed people, she's gonna attack plus size people. And then she's gonna call plus size people lazy. Is there anyone home in her brain that has a filter? Like, where did her filter go? Why does she even think like this? There's so many reasons as to why people are like that. And the thing is, it's nobody's business. And if we all look the fucking same, the world would be boring. Could you imagine if the world was full of blonde-haired women in pink dresses? I would be so bored. Oh my god, that would just be boring. I'm bored thinking about it. Take me to bed. I want to go to sleep. I'm bored. I just feel bad for anybody that has come into contact with her, that's in her life. Could you imagine her being like your sister or your mum or your auntie? Like, she would be continuously judging you. Like, I would not want to be associated with that. I'd be scared to breathe.
I was going to say what my passion, of course, right? Because I'm going to quite a few Manchester United matches now. I've really started getting into it. I couldn't tell you who's on the team, but I love it. And I guess what I was going to ask your opinion on, Katie, was just this.
Mother, did we know? Mum? Did you know about this?
I believe that.
Now, your mum, right, Mum, whose side are you on now? Mine or his? Mine! All right, your mum's on my side now. That's terrible.
Okay, one, obviously that is a tattoo transfer. That's the kind of transfer that gets put onto your skin before you get a tattoo. So, yeah, okay, cool, haha, funny, dad joke, whatever. But then she's just like, oh, that's terrible. Is it though, really? Is it really that deep? Does it really affect your life that much that someone would or has a football tattoo on them? If that is a team that they support, whether it's been, you know, one day or 50 years, does it really affect you that much? Like, why? It doesn't. It's not causing you any harm. It's not delaying your day. It's not getting in your way. It's not preventing you from doing your job. It's nothing to you.
Young lady here on the very front, go ahead.
Hi, just from a business perspective, you say a lot of comments about who you wouldn't employ, but do you not, like you mentioned about overweight people or people with tattoos. I understand in healthcare you're allowed non-visible tattoos, but do you not believe in equal opportunities and non-discriminant practice?
Nope.
No, not at all, no.
It's quite evident from what she said. She doesn't.
I wouldn't employ a chubber.
She's a bigot.
And I wouldn't employ anyone with tattoos.
You wouldn't enjoy someone fat?
No, not at all. I wouldn't employ somebody fat because somebody fat can't do the job as quickly or as effectively as someone who's slim and can move about a lot faster.
I mean, I don't think any sane person would want to work for her anyway. Let's be serious. But she literally openly just admitted she would never hire anyone with tattoos or someone that was plus size because they wouldn't be able to do the job and they wouldn't be able to do it quick enough. Like, let me fucking tell you, for one, there are bigger people than me that are much more healthier than me, that could probably run a much greater distance than me, that could do a lot more hard work when it comes to lifting things and going for a long period of time. I get like tired after breathing for too long, you know, like, okay, that's a bit dramatic, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot judge a book by its cover because a bigger person might be able to do better work than a skinnier person. Like, it's case by case scenario. You cannot. It's 2019, mate. Stop that. You're dragging people back from progressing and becoming a more open, accepting society. Because there's people that agree with her. Like, I can just imagine that there's people that watch this and they were sitting on their sofa, drinking their tea and just being all like, oh yes, oh I totally agree with this Katie Hopkins lady, oh yes. It's just stupid how people would be a little bit overweight or have tattoos. Like, oh, why would you do that to yourself? Like, with no understanding of people's backstory and as to why they are like that.
You keep saying about who you wouldn't employ. Really, who would work for you?
Her face face was just pure like, yeah, and then it was kind of just like, oh my god, she totally just called me out there. Fuck. Shit, I hate when people are mean to me. I can be mean to other people, but oh my god, if people are mean to me, I don't like it, and just pure stern face.
Final word to you. What do you say to someone that's maybe young and contemplating getting a tattoo? Would you ask them to think about it?
Yeah, I mean, from any professional studio that's not just a money grabber is going to take your money, will sit down with a consultation and make an informed decision whether this person is ready to actually get the ink that they're talking about, whether they're committed for life. You ask them about what job they may have in the future, and then you make an educated decision on it. That's the professional way.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm glad he put that in there. I'm done for today. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts and opinions on this reaction video. Do you happen to agree with Katie in any way? Have you ever had any discrimination against you like this on this kind of level? Whether it's from someone you work with or a family member or a friend or anything like that. Yeah, until my next video. Bye.